Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Charles and Charles Cowboys Sports Report. Attempting to do a live show at damn near midnight, my time, Central Time. If you're on the East Coast, you're at about 1 a.m. right now. But this is pretty much holiday season, so I'm hoping that people are up at this time. In the evening, nobody really does live shows this late, especially with a small channel. What's going on, Raymond? Glad you jumped in, my man. If y'all watching the show after it uploaded, you have not subscribed, I implore you hit that red subscribe button. It is free. It costs you nothing. It's a free investment on your part. If I'd have known how easy it was to start your own channel, I would have done this back in 2013, 10 years ago. I am dead serious. I've been a fan since I was 6. My first game was Super Bowl 28 against Buffalo. And then since then, I bled blue and silver that night. I don't know what happened. No rhyme or reason. Just became a Cowboy fanatic. And played the game my entire youth. Been a student of the game my entire life. I have a Rolodex up here of information that will just blow your mind. In time, first goals at 500 subs. Getting close to that, then 1,000. After that, it'll skyrocket. I'll be able to put back in the channel sound effects, studio equipment, and then a call-in line. So whenever I do live shows and there's a decent crowd, call-in line, just like Law Nation show, he's the one who inspired me to start this. Now, week 16, we're going to Miami. Miami, where it's supposed to be warm, not like Buffalo was. The weather at Buffalo wasn't really even that bad, to be honest with you. I mean, playing in junior high and high school, it was like perfect December football weather, to be honest with you. It didn't start raining until the fourth quarter. Before that, it was sprinkling. It just looked like we came out flat-footed. But, that is what it is. You win 5 in a row. You look good. You beat down Philly at home. Eric Wallace, I'm glad you jumped in, my man. I'm doing a live show at midnight Central Time, my time. If you're on the West Coast, since you're a Seahawks fan, then you're actually only at 10 p.m. And guys on the East Coast are at 1 a.m. But like I'm saying, it's December 22nd. It's kind of holiday right now, so I won't be surprised if a lot of people are up late. And what better time to do a live show than at midnight, late night Cowboys talk. I just read an article, actually 2. Happy holidays to you, Eric. Yeah, hey, Eric, I gotta tell you, man, you being a Seahawks fan from Cowboys Nation, and we give you and your Hawks a big TY, baby. Without Geno Smith, because Geno can sling that rock. I believe if Geno would have played Monday night, game would have been close. Drew Lock starts the game. He didn't even know he was going to start until about 30 minutes before kickoff. And he has a 92-yard game-winning touchdown drive, a minute and a half left to go, 1 timeout. It makes it happen. Man, I was on the plane back from Buffalo to Houston. The first half of the game, you got to put your phone in airplane mode. Put in airplane mode, but you get free Wi-Fi and free television. So I was able to watch NBC. So I got the first half going from Buffalo to Orlando. Our plane was late, on that. And then we had to rush to the gate to get to Houston from Orlando. And so I watched the second half on that flight. And, man, thank you, because we blew it against Buffalo, but y'all saved our asses by taking out Philly for their third straight loss and really kind of striking their psyche, I would say. I say Eagles are leaking oil bad. And I think they're leaking fuel also. I think they have an oil leak and a fuel leak. I think the fuel line's leaking. And I think their oil filter, when they change your oil at the bye week, I don't think it was tightened correctly. And I think it has a bad leak going on right now. And today, watching Undisputed, Keyshawn is just so confident that the Eagles have the NFC East on lock because he controls their own destiny. He is so confident that Philly will beat the Giants twice and Arizona once. Does he not remember when Philly played Washington twice, who was an inferior team to the Giants are better, even with DeVito at quarterback, that Philly had to go to overtime the first time to beat the Giants, to beat Washington. And then in the second game, they were trailing by 14 in the first half and had to pull it out at the end to beat Washington. They barely beat the Patriots by 5 points. So with them playing as bad as they are right now, it would not shock me at all if Saquon Barkley runs for 150 yards on that defense and DeVito throws for 200 and runs for 70 himself. And that defense just does just enough to hold that offense at bay. That entire sequence, especially on that final drive, was nuts. Yeah. I know, man. That pass down the sideline to DK with Byard coming over and Bradbury was on him, I think. For him to catch that ball was amazing. And then Bradbury on the rookie JSN gets beat and just a perfect ball, just right in the bucket to where JSN just catches it and he's in. The kind of ball that Dak needed to throw in the first quarter to Cooks, who had the defense beat. Drop in the bucket to Cooks. That's a quick answer, and the ball game is completely different. But Dak overthrew Cooks by a good 5 yards. But that's ancient history. We're both 10-4 right now, and we are going up against a team that is 10-4 in Miami. Crazy stat. For 31 quarters, with Micah Parsons rushing off the edge, there has not been one holding penalty called for him, even though we've seen him being held all the time. Against the Bills, I like at least 3 different occasions, I saw him try to get to Josh Allen and the tackle or guard or whoever have a hold of his shoulder pad. Blatant holding calls. In just 31 straight quarters, not one holding call being called on Micah Parsons. That don't make sense. Eric says, and even after all that, they still had a chance. Yeah, Philly had a good shot to get in field goal range. Jake Elliott's career-long 61, and Jalen Hurts has been turning it over this season. And Julian Love, who I believe y'all got from the Giants. He played for the Giants last season. Julian Love had the interception in the fourth quarter in the end zone and the interception at the end of the game when he was with – they didn't have to take a deep shot. They had timeouts. They could have, methodically went down the field in those 30 seconds, got in field goal range to keep the field goal. But no, they go deep to A.J. Brown, and Julian Love makes the pick, 2 feet in bounds. Game over, baby. Now, for us, going to Miami, and what's crazy is Tyron Smith, he'll play a game, finish a game, and play like there's nothing wrong with him. Just look normal. Wednesday he'll pop up on the injury report, and it'll be a neck or a back or something. Then all of a sudden it's serious enough to where he's going to miss a game. So Tyron Smith will not play at Miami. Good chance Zach Martin will. And Zach Martin's a guy who actually sustained an injury at Buffalo. I saw him go down on the field, and my heart dropped because he was on the ground for quite a while. They went to a commercial break, and, the whole training staff was around him. And I was so glad to see him get up, walk on his own power to the tent. And then he came out of the tent, put his beanie on. T.G. Bass went in, And I would just, the whole time he was in the blue tent, I was looking at that tunnel, making sure I didn't see no cart come out. So I seen the cart come out, I'd have cried. But he should play. Zach Martin should play. That's very important because Terrence Steele And TJ Bass is not a very strong right side. Being that Steele is not the Steele of last year yet. Now, Tyler Smith being as good as he is at left guard, that helps Chu Madoga play left tackle. So if Zach Martin can play, that's great. Jonathan Hankins will be out. That's the anchor of our defensive line. Our nose tackle. Mozzie, again, will be put into the fire as our nose tackle. And Malik Hooker is most likely able to play. Now, this week, the Chargers had to release Sebastian Joseph Day. Nose tackle, very good nose tackle, very good run stopper. I mean, the guy can take on, a center and a guard at once. And if he clears waivers, the Cowboys said they're not interested. Why the hell would you not be interested in a talent like that? Chargers have to let him go because of salary cap reasons. It'd be a rental. Cowboys, Steven, Cowboy, you ain't got to give up any draft capital for him. You just pay him, sign him on, bring him on. And if he plays really well, he'll rise his stock for next season in free agency because everybody will see him play in the limelight. And then I think Hankins should be good to go for Detroit. If you got Joseph Day and Hankins as your nose tackle 1 and 2, I mean, Mozzie isn't doing a whole lot of growing right now. Let him learn from two, good vets. That's a hell of a good nose tackle rotation. If Hankins is getting gassed in the second half in the game, then you got Sebastian Day to fill in that nose tackle spot, to stop the run up the middle. And then Marcus Peters is out there at cornerback. Cornerback depth is great. Since Trayvon Diggs went down, thank God we didn't let go of Jordan Lewis. Sign Marcus Peters. Have him as cornerback number 4 opposed to Nashawn Wright, who cannot cover. God forbid one of our guys goes down, Nashawn Wright has to come in for half a game. They're going to target him every pass play and complete 80% of or more of their passes to his side. Read an article online that Tyreek Hill might not play on Sunday just because they are 2 games ahead of Buffalo with 3 to go in the division. And would they rather have him 100% healthy for the postseason? Or is it, because he's not 100%. He's not 100%. He still has a slight limp on that ankle. And is it worth risking it, to aggravate even worse playing against us? I don't know. But if Cheetah don't play, it ain't going to hurt my feelings. That's, loud and clear. Now, the right tackle got knocked out of the Jets game last week. I believe the right guard was out already. So Austin Jackson, the right tackle, and the right guard, Robert Hunt, are questionable, leaning towards they probably won't play. If the right tackle and right guard don't play, all right, Eric, I understand, man. It's late. Thanks for jumping in, though, man. Hey, hit the like button before you go if you don't mind, my man. Good night. And I'll definitely catch you this weekend, Eric. If the right guard and right tackle don't play, they're starting right tackle and right guard, that will be a problem. I know their left tackles, all pro, Teron Armstead, left guard, Isaiah Wynn, center, Connor Williams. But if that right side is, second string, that will be a problem. Cornerback Xavier Howard, questionable, and free safety Javon Holland has missed the last 3 games. It'll be interesting to see if one of those 2 guys go. Jalen Ramsey will play, and he will travel with 88. That'll be a good matchup to watch. The key to us beating this team, coming into last week, this was a number 1, number 2 offense in the league. Cowboys were 1, Miami was number 2. Coming into week 15, we're going to week 16 now, right? Going into week 15, Cowboys were 1, Miami was 2. Miami played the Jets 1-30-0. That was last week, right? Yeah. So Miami has the number one offense now. Now, I think the Cowboys dropped to 6th as far as offensive yards per game. Miami's number 1 at 414, and Cowboys are 6 at 368. Ravens, Bills, Lions, and Niners are ahead of them. Eagles are at number 9, actually. And PFF has the Miami Dolphins defense ranked number 2. That's very surprising to me. Now, during the season, even we struggle on the road. We've had struggles on the road with 3 and 4. We know this. When our offense is clicking and working, we're not a one-play, 75-yard pass touchdown offense. We are a 10 to 12-play, 75-yard, 6-minute drive touchdown offense. That's how we beat Miami. If we win the coin toss, we want to get the ball first. We want to get the ball first. We want to get up on Miami. We want to get it on top first. We want to score first. That is first and foremost, definitely. Now, when I was at the Bills game, I thought we won the coin toss. I must have misunderstood the ref. But apparently I thought Buffalo won it and decided to receive. But apparently we won the coin toss, decided to defer. Now, that's great and all if you can get 3 and out and get the ball. But just like against Philly, we decided to receive, got the ball, marched down the field, punched it in, got up early, set the tone setting. That's the way we beat Miami. Get the ball, opening drive, even if it ends in 3, opening drive, 10 plays, hopefully get in the end zone, but get on top and keep the pressure on Tua. Now, the run game is nuts. I mean, Mostert has got 966 yards. The rookie Uchenna or so, whatever his name is, he has like over 600 yards. He's averaging 8.5 yards a carry. Mostert's averaging 4.9 yards a carry. The run game is insane. That's why keeping their offense off the field and our offense, especially in Miami, even though it's on grass, it should be in very good conditions. If our offense can play the game they can play, and we don't play bad games back-to-back. We haven't lost back-to-back games in more than 2 seasons. You got to date back to 2 Thanksgivings ago and the game before that at KC and at home against the Raiders. 2 games in 5 days. And that was without Amari Cooper and without CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb went out in the first drive at Kansas City with a concussion. So we lost those 2 games consecutively with Michael Gallup being our number 1. Amari Cooper was out with COVID. So we usually respond to a loss very well, whether it's on the road or at home. We want to win the toss. We want to drive the football the length of the field, punch it in, go up by 7. We want to have a 10-play drive. Methodically, dink and dack, whatever you want to call it, down that field. Run the ball well. Chuma has done a good job filling in at left tackle. If we get the run game going early, even better. Keep that offense off the field because we keep that offense off the field, then they will not run the ball as much. Now, if they get up on us and we're playing from behind, they're going to be running that ball out the wazoo, even if Tyreek Hill is playing, just because they run the ball so well. Mike McDaniels is a apple that fell off of Kyle Shanahan's tree. So their running game is very similar to San Fran's. That's why it's so effective. Plus, they have 2 good running backs, and they're both fast. This is a track meet team. So if we get up on Miami and get a few early stops, and our offense can move the football and just get up 10-0, 13-0, 14-0 in the first quarter, just get up on them quick and have them needing to pass, then therefore our pass rushers, we can let them go. And I believe even as fast as Waddle and Tyreek Hill can run, I believe our pass rush can shake Tua up enough to where he throws erratic footballs. and doesn't throw them where they need to go. Tua is a good quarterback, but just like any quarterback, when they're under pressure, they start seeing ghosts. I mean, even one of the greatest, Tom Brady. The key to beating Tom Brady was pressure. The 18-0 Patriots lost that Super Bowl in the '07 season because of that, pass rush by the Giants. that Tom Brady threw 50 touchdowns that season. They broke every scoring record there was at that time in 2007, but they could only put up what was the final score? 17-14, something like that. They could put up 14 points. The Patriots offense is because you had Justin Tuck, Michael Strahan, OCM Minora, just a whole bunch of guys keeping the pressure on Brady. And he even with Randy Moss, Wes Welker, all them weapons, he couldn't move the ball that well. And Tyreek Hill's speed is pretty comparable to Randy Moss, except Randy Moss actually had size to go with it. So we get up early on Miami. Dak does his job. Even get up 7 on Miami. That'll put pressure on that offense. And that gives our defense confidence. It seems like our defense feeds off of our offense. If our offense is moving and rolling and making moves, our defense is confident. And we got to stay away from dumb penalties. 3 penalties last week, extended drives that wound up in scoring drives. The third down that we stopped Buffalo on, play was over, but Tank Lawrence, leaned in when he hit Josh Allen with the elbow. Can't do that. On the 4th down punt, Sam Williams has a punt. How the hell did he miss that block punt? It's because he doesn't know how to block a punt. Jumps with the punter. The ball goes underneath him. And he lands on the punter, plant leg, roughing the punter. Buffalo comes back on the field, scores a touchdown. Then the refs missed 2 calls that would have went on Buffalo's, way. So it was a makeup call on that 3rd down when Curse hit the receiver from behind on an incomplete pass. That was a makeup call, but that call allowed the drive to continue. Buffalo scored and won. So these refs are calling every little thing here. And no big penalties, no drive extenders will kill us. 3rd down, we stop them. We can't have any flags. And our offense has to get up early. We do that, we should coast and be fine. Miami still hasn't beaten a team above 500. As was the knock against us before we beat Philly, even though Seattle is 7-7 now. Seattle lost 4 in a row before beating Philly Monday night. But the crazy thing is, this game against Miami is not a must-win game. We can lose this game against Miami and still have a very good shot at the 2 seed, as long as Philly loses just 1 game. It don't even have to be against the Giants. Philadelphia can lose against Arizona. Say Philly just loses against Arizona, sweeps the Giants. Hypothetically, Eagles beat the Giants, lose to Mighty Mouse and company, and then beat the Giants again. They lose 1 out of the next 3. We lose against Miami, hypothetically. But at home, as we play well, we bounce back and beat Detroit. And then to finish the season, we go and handle business at Washington. We'd both be 12-5, but then Philly would have 4 NFC losses to our 3. That's why this game against Miami is not a must-win game, but it's a must-win game for confidence, in my opinion. We don't want to drop 2 in a row against 2 good AFC opponents. And getting a beatdown like we just got, we usually respond pretty well to those. I don't care if we beat Miami 20-17 like we did the Chargers after the San Fran beatdown. As long as we come out with a W, I don't care what it looks like. We can win 5-3, have a field goal and a safety to their field goal, I don't care. Or it could be 2-0, safety wins a game, defensive battle out of nowhere somehow. Or it could be 51-48, the score against Denver in 2013, but in our favor. As long as we get out there with a W on the road against a team that's got weapons that will keep defensive coordinators up at night. Dan Quinn right now is experimenting on defense to get ready for the playoffs. As we saw Marquise Bell, get pushed around in the run game last week because he's very undersized. He's a safety, not a linebacker. He can play good at linebacker, but he's a safety. So it seems to make more sense right now, being that Overshown was hurt before the season started. LVE is out for the year. Rashawn Evans, we just don't trust him. It seems to make sense that on first and second down rundowns that Micah would be Mike linebacker. Seems to make sense because he can shed blocks and find the hole, stop the run. And then on passing situations, have him line up anywhere on the LOS. Seems to make sense to me and everybody else. I think Dan Quinn is considering that. But if Sebastian Joseph Day clears waivers and drops to us, and he's for a decent price, and we pass that up, I will, for the life of me, not understand that. I know we drafted Mozzie in the first round to be the future nose tackle, but right now it's almost a redshirt year for him. Right now it's almost his learning year. He's not grown into his man body yet. Let him get a good all season with us. Come back next season, bolt up and ready to roll. Whenever a team is running the ball on you, or if your defense is on the field a long time, your big nose tackle run stuffer, will get tired. And in the second half, Jonathan Hankins is getting winded, and you got a good guy like Sebastian Day to rotate in with him. That's a fresh nose tackle the whole game. If he's available, Cowboys, get that man. That would be just ridiculous if you don't. The future is now. It's not next season. We're not playing to win the Super Bowl of the 2024 season. We're playing to win the Super Bowl of this season. We want to go to Vegas this year. We don't want to go to where the Super Bowl is at next year. I think it might be SL5, whatever. I don't care. The future is now. Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones have to realize that. It's nice and all to be competitive and, relevant every season, but eventually you want to capitalize on one of those seasons. And if you got to sell out every now and then, do that. It's not like it's going to kill us down the stretch. Our window is wide open for a long time, especially if Dak is going to get his extension, and his extension will be backloaded and will allow us to sign our Micah Parsons, our CeeDee Lamb, our DeRon Bland, whatever it's time to, extend him, and a free agent or two here or there. Dax's 8th season. He's like 31, I think, 30, 31. So I think our window is a good 6-year window right now to make, some special magic happen. And it starts this year. It starts right now. So that's my thoughts about going into Miami. Start fast, long drives, keep them off the field so they have no time to get in rhythm. Get a lead, get a 2-score lead to where they start to pass the ball or they run the ball so we can unleash our dogs on them. And Tua is a guy that can be got. We all know this. And use Micah Parsons as we need to. If we need to use him at linebacker, use him at linebacker. What's the use of having Micah Parsons at defensive end full time if they're running the ball right down our throats when he could be playing linebacker and Dorrance Armstrong could be where he was at defensive end, Tank Lawrence on the other side, who's a good run stopper, and Micah, who can run sideline to sideline, set the edge, do whatever he's got to do, find the ball carrier. That's all he knows, and he's very good at it. Have him at Mike linebacker on running downs and pass rusher on passing downs. He is the clean chess piece on the chessboard. He can move anywhere. He can do anything. He's not limited to one thing or another. He's not a tower that can just go up and down, left and right. He's not a a rook that can just go diagonal. He's not a knight that can just go, up 2, 1 over, or up 1, 2 over. He's the queen chess piece. He can do anything. A versatile player like that, you got to take advantage of that versatility and not just have him at end or around the LOS. Have him at linebacker. Wherever is best for the team. But I want to win this game to get confidence, road confidence, barring Philly wins out. We could say, we beat Miami on the road. We could beat a good team on the road. And beat Detroit week 17, beat 2 winning teams, 2 10-win teams, back-to-back weeks. Confidence builders right there. You want to go into the playoffs playing your best football. We got beat down by Buffalo. That's over with. Move on to the next. But right now we're playing better than Philly. And it's not a lock that the Eagles are going to sweep the Giants and beat Arizona. Not a lock by a long shot. They can't stop the run to save their life. And the Giants' offensive line is not very bad. Evan Neal, all-pro left tackle. Is that his name? No, Thomas. They're all-pro left tackle. I think Neal was their first-round pick right tackle last year. They had a first-round pick center this year. Saquon's still Saquon. I think, he can really cause trouble for that Philly defensive front. And then DeVito just take advantage of that. And DeVito has legs. His last game, before the Saints game when he got knocked out, the game before that, he has 70 yards on the ground, 158 passing. And they have enough defensive players to make plays. Adoree Jackson, Deontay Banks, who's still a rookie, Xavier McKinney. On the defensive line, you still have Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau. If Washington gave him problems, the Giants can too. Especially with them leaking oil and leaking gas and some transmission fluid. That team is imploding from the outside in. All right, guys, that's just my thoughts right now going into week 16. I'll catch y'all guys on Christmas Eve Sunday, maybe tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, then Christmas Eve Sunday for sure. Hit that subscribe button, guys. I implore you, as my brothers and sisters of Cowboy Nation, we all bleed the same blood, blue and silver. I cannot reach these goals without y'all's help. And I guarantee you this will become a show that you enjoy and will look forward to watching. And the bigger it grows, the more you'll look forward to watching it. I guarantee you that. That's a promise I make to you. I've got so much invested in this team my entire life, 30 years. With me, it's God, family, Cowboys, and country. That's kind of the order it goes in. I live and die with every game. All off season, I look forward to the season. The 17 games that we're guaranteed to watch every year. And then January, And, man, would it just be amazing if we make it to Vegas this year. And we have the team to do it. We just have to make the right moves. We have to execute, play smart, and pick up guys like Sebastian Joseph Day if they're available. Don't be ignorant and dumb. That's a hell of a good defensive rotation nose tackle. He's as good as Jonathan Hankins is at stopping the run. Why wouldn't you be interested in attaining a guy like that? And if Marcus Peters is available, hell, putting Sean Wright on the practice squad, sign Marcus Peters as your cornerback number 4. Cornerback depth. Marcus Peters is only 30 years old. He didn't like Antonio Pierce. They had a divorce. So what? He is a good depth piece at corner. In case one of our guys goes down, he can come in and play a hell of a lot better than number 25 can. Hell, Kelvin Joseph, who we traded to Miami, he's not even in the league right now. Miami cut him. That's how easy. He is bad as Nashawn Wright is. Nashawn Wright is just as bad as KJ is. So I don't even know why he's still on the team, but it is what it is. Subscribe, like, and share, guys. Keep God first and foremost. He comes before everything, even this. Seek him and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. I am a living testimony of that. All right, guys. Cowboys for life. Week 16 out of Miami. Here we go. We're 10-4. Going to be 11-4. We want to finish this season 13-4 with a number 2 seed minimum. That's the goal. And I don't think our team is going to lose sight of that. All right, guys, for this live stream, I've had some people jump in and jump out. That's cool. Eventually, people will start getting comfortable with these live shows, and they'll jump in and stay, hear what I got to say, and give me their thoughts on the matter, especially when I get that call in line. The show is growing, and as it grows, y'all will grow with me, and y'all will look forward to every episode I put out there. 30 years watching this team, played my entire youth, student of the game. Love it, love it, love it. Man, life would not be the same without the NFL, would not be the same without the Cowboys. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. Have a good Friday night. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Sunday, Christmas Eve for sure, before the game. Charles in Charge is out.